this historic opportunity that is there in India of urbanization. And within that historic opportunity, there's an even bigger opportunity in UP. And within UP, the focus is on Lucknow. I think it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. Let our shareholders who've been part of our family enjoy this growth with us. If the time comes to change the capital structure of the company, change it, go somewhere else, at the moment, there is no compelling reason to do it, and we should not do something just for the sake of doing it. So that's how I look at it.
Perfect. And the last question from my end is, I mean, you've talked about, I mean, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and how, I mean, companies, I mean, by design or by luck, perfectly positioned in Lucknow. So is there anything you see as a potential risk or something that could prevent us from meeting the potential that is present right now?
That risk is always there in the real estate industry. I would not beat around the bush. This is a risky industry. That's why it gets the kind of returns it gets sometimes. That's why our cost of funding is high. It's perceived to be a risky industry. There can always be an unforeseen legal or statutory trouble in one of the projects. So that's why we've been so conservative and careful in our project acquisition. Our risk filters and our control mechanisms tend to be tighter than others because that's how we address that. We don't want to take unnecessary risk in terms of title, in terms of approvals. We don't want to be hard and fast with the compliances. So we take care of all of that. That is one risk I look. I don't look at right now. Demand does not seem to be a risk. Going down because the kind of product we're not making products of like 20 crores in Lucknow. Our ticket size is only 1.5 crores, which is quite reasonable, and it is a lot of demand there. The demand is not an issue. We have a well-oiled execution machinery. We have a good ecosystem of contractors, suppliers, vendors. That is not an issue. The only thing is that, if, and there's nothing on the horizon, by the way, but if, one of the projects were to face some legal trouble, some government issue from a retrospective date. Now, that's a general real estate development risk which happens in India all the time. So that's the only risk, and we have to be careful about it. So that's why we are always very compliance oriented. And that can happen with any country which is into real estate development in India. Other than that, I don't see it's a great business to be in right now and very satisfying as well.
Understood. And in supply, do you see availability of land going forward as well, or you see, I mean, the difficulty we saw the last 2-3 years, do you see that continuing, or we did well last year, but do you see that momentum continuing in supply?
It is going to be difficult, but as I said, we have been able to, with our hard work in the last 3-4 years, we've been able to develop another potential supply of another 4 or 5 projects, out of which 1 or 2 will see the light of day because of the risk filters that we tend to put in. So some other projects may fail due diligence or some other filter of ours. So 2-3 तो हमें मिल ही जाएंगे इस साल में हमारा target है. So I think it's a challenge. It's an entry barrier at the moment. Sales is not a sales. Yes, of course, brands are getting a premium. But the entry barrier at the moment is availability of capital, ability to acquire projects at reasonable prices, reasonable valuations. So I think we are well placed in Lucknow there. Otherwise, I don't see great risks going forward.
So, I mean, from my understanding, you are the premium brand. I mean, you are the best brand by far there. So, do you see other nearby property brands entering Lucknow, and do you see the competition for land and prices of land shooting up because of that?
I do. If a location is going to do so well, why would the national players or even other regional players not look at that location with more keenness? But they will. I have no doubt about it, and it's only going to become the competition for land, developable land, is going to intensify. But it is also going to help the market because it is going to become more sophisticated, and the stronger players will become even stronger. So yes, the market is going to become more mature and more sophisticated, no doubt about it.
How does it help the strong players become stronger if it becomes more competitive and sophisticated?
Because what happens is that historically, the real estate market structure has been very fragmented in the country. Even the leaders in the country would have single-digit market share. But as what we are seeing in the bigger cities is that as the market becomes more mature and more sophisticated, the market share of the bigger players, for a number of reasons, starts increasing. So the listed players in the country, like, there is some data that, historically have had only 15% market share in the entire real estate real estate of the country. But now that number last year in terms of sales was, I think, upwards of 30%. So what happens is that people tend to go only for the bigger brands. So once more bigger brands happen, the smaller ones tend to not be able to compete with them. So hopefully in Lucknow, we should be able to compete even with national players if and when they enter. And in a combined way, the bigger players will have a greater share of the market. That has been the trend.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I enjoyed your answers. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. So really appreciate it.
And thank you, Rohit.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Amit Shah, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Sir, I just wanted to understand, given the favorable market outlook, would you consider being more active in buying land in the upcoming FY25?
Could you repeat the question? I didn't get it properly.
Yeah. Sir, my question is, would you consider being more active in buying land in upcoming FY25?
So we've been active for the last 3 years in Lucknow, but we were able to actually ink the deals, do definitive agreements, take over the titles, etc. only in FY24, which is what we reported now. So it's not that we had been active only on these 3 deals. There are at least 5 or 6 more deals that are still in the pipeline. I don't know how many of those will actually get inked and we will actually take them over, because I will not like to do projects just for the sake of market pressure to do projects. But if they all pass the test in terms of diligence, in terms of feasibility, in terms of the financial structure, the deal structure, then definitely we could even surpass the business development, the BD we've done last year. We could probably surpass even that.
Got it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
That's from my side. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, you may press star and 1 to ask a question. The next follow-up question is from the line of Priyam Prodar from Value Equity. Please go ahead.
Hello. So good afternoon, and thanks once again for this opportunity. So this one is on the margin front. I believe we have done 30% EBITDA and a PAT margin of 23%. So just wanted to get a guidance from you that whether we can hold on to or enhance these margins in the coming years, considering the fact that we have new launches in the pipeline.
Yeah, these margins definitely we should be able to hold on to, if not improve on them. Historically, I think Priyank asked this question. Historically, our margins have been much higher, and this quarter we reported lower margins. That's got to do with the kind of projects which got recognized for revenue this quarter. As you know, real estate has a lumpy kind of revenue recognition. So incidentally, the projects where we recognize revenue had low margins in this quarter. But on the whole, our margins tend to be a little higher than this.
Okay. And one question related to our Trinity project. Okay. So if we can have some more data, with regards to the demand shaping up and the kind of pre-bookings that we are observing or witnessing.
I'll defer this question to the next phone call. We have just received the RERA approvals. We have just started. We have not even started the pre-marketing of the project. We are doing making a fantastic sales gallery on site, and we have not officially opened any booking at the moment. So I think I'll have more color to give on this 3 months from now.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, you may press star and one to ask a question. A reminder to all the participants, you may press star and one to ask a question. The next question is from the line of Varun Gupta, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Thanks for the opportunity again, sir. Sir, as you said, like the company is rewarding the shareholders from last 40 years. So is there any plan to have a bonus share also, because the company is making good profits and the equity is also very small, just to improve the liquidity of the share?
We just gave a bonus couple of years ago, I think.
I'm holding from last 3 years, so I got this split. But I think the bonus is not there.
Okay. No, right now there's no
Maybe just
plans of a bonus.
because the liquidity is very low in the company because investors holding big chunk. So the free float is also low in the company. So just advice.
It will remain the same, no? In terms of market cap, the free float will remain the same, whether there is a
The number of
bonus
shares,
or
since the ticket price is 1,000 rupees, and the number of shares are also
1,000 rupees is nothing, no? The free float available for you to purchase will remain the same, irrespective of the number of shares.
Yeah, that is there, but normally the equity, if the equity improves and the ticket size is small, so a lot of new investors will come and this will help in unlocking the value.
I think it's already 1,000 rupees is not a prohibitive number, but anyway, it's something that whenever the board takes up, we'll let you know.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, you may press star and one to ask a question. A reminder to all the participants, you may press star and one to ask a question. As there are no further questions, I would now like to hand the conference over to Mr. Pankaj Bajaj for closing comments.
Thank you all. It was quite nice to see the interest that all of you have in the company. And I look forward to speaking to you the next time, and I hope we keep presenting good numbers to you. Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of Eldeco Housing and Industries Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines. Thank you.